Balcerowski looking for Nunn. Says he's here in the Euroleague and in Greece to win titles, and the former NBA all-rookie first-teamer gets his first score. Grabbed Kendrick Nunn. He's 0 of 4 on the outside, so he steps in to make the long two. Seven lead changes already. Just inside the paint, knocked down for the first home points of his Euroleague career for Kendrick Nunn. Matthias Lasor in for the first time at centre for Panathinaikos here. Nice adjustment on the court, backing up his missed shot and scoring again. Kendrick Nunn is indeed adapting. Virtus back within 4. Oh, tough bucket. Driving to the basket. Kendrick Nunn. That shows some bravery to go up against Balcerowski like that. Baseline burst, stop and pop mid-range. It'll drop again. He's having himself a time, Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn, a couple of assists in his 3.5 minutes so far, directing traffic, feeling more confident in the green jersey and knocking down his first Euroleague 3.
Averaging a steal per game this season in Euroleague. Nunn, the left-hander, gets a kind bounce. Nunn inside. That's a really strong move to the hoop. Nunn, he hangs and scores at the other end. And a rare couple of free throw misses from Leday. The other end, what a nice layup for Nunn, putting Panathinaikos back in front. Back to Smailagic. No, he's going to be stolen by Nunn. Nunn forward for the slam. And another timeout. 4 Panathinaikos players on the floor with double figures in points. So that three drained. Finally, Panathinaikos from range. That was Nunn. Slukas across to Nunn for 3, and he hits, so hold your horses.
I'm Tim Long, a pleasure to be with you for Panathinaikos against Efes here, and it's the Greens who land the first blow. Offense of the first half, a tough first half for Panathinaikos. No room, but wriggling free to score. Of the floor, Darius Thompson pinging it like a quarterback and just presenting Kendrick Nunn with an opportunity, and he banks it in at the buzzer. Nunn swivels, attacks Tyreek Jones and scores with the touch of finesse. Kendrick Nunn. They're navigating injuries, they're navigating foul trouble. They're up against one of the best informed teams in the competition, and Kendrick Nunn.
And don't forget your Final Four tickets. It's unbelievable. December 19th, they go on sale. Nunn to the hoop and getting up over and dying early as he beats the defender to the hoop. And he gets the easy 2. We're all tied up at 2. Over the top of Tavares. Kendrick Nunn with the left hand going over the top of Sergeant SWAT. Careful when Fernandez is on the floor. All tied up at 15 here. Nunn now wants to pull up from 3 to lefty. Drills it home. Kendrick Nunn lighting up the crowd one more time for Panathinaikos. And Capasso lays it right where he needs it. Dead. One more time. Nunn gets it to roll in. Up, in, out, backboard. Kendrick Nunn light things up for Panathinaikos here. Give it to the man. Nunn, baseline, right hand, lays it in. Panathinaikos rolling right now. Nobody down on offensive rebounding for him, so he fills up anyways. And now Nunn blows by him, uses the body up over Tavares. No foul call, but Panathinaikos now with a big run. Coming back, Nunn wants it one more time. Oh, Kendrick Nunn! Nunn to the hoop. Nunn. Oh, man. Kendrick Nunn. Way about to sweep Greece as Nunn goes to the hoop.
And Saul kicks it back out. Long three is good. Timeout might be coming here if this goes in. It does go in. And a punch of the air from Kendrick Nunn, who's into double figures in lightning quick time. Lucas kicks to the corner. There's Nunn again, and he knocks it down again. Kendrick Nunn.
Doesn't get the outcome he wants. Kendrick Nunn, former NBA All-Rookie first-teamer, over the top of the four-time NBA All-Star. Kendrick Nunn with a tough bucket in Panathinaikos' time of need. Panathinaikos well-balanced as well. Now 5 scorers in double figures for them, but they're led by Kendrick Nunn, who becomes the 6th scorer. 9 of his 10 in the 4th period. Nunn down the right rail, swivels into 2 defenders and scores over the top of them. Kendrick Nunn attacks, moving away from the basket though, challenged by a lengthy defender, and Nunn is not hanging around. Kendrick Nunn
almost gets the spectacular, the dime pass from Hines, but he can't convert the slam dunk. Kendrick Nunn, his first action in the game is the floating jump shot. Nunn works his way inside, keeps his dribble alive, working against Flacadori. He's fouled on the way up, and Kendrick Nunn just shows the extra bit of quality he has. And then stolen away by Slukas. Good defense by the veteran point guard. And then in transition, Nunn with the 3. Working off the dribble, spinning here and there. Nicola Melli giving him nothing. So Nunn has to step back. And in the end, he does get the shot away and makes a tough basket. Kendrick Nunn. The desperation. Like a passing wizard out of the low post. He has Votman. No, that one was easy to read. Nunn down the lane, pulls up, and Kendrick Nunn is bringing the heat. Kendrick Nunn one-on-one against Votman. Runs the shot clock down, pulls the trigger, makes the 3. Kendrick Nunn. Well, when he got signed by Panathinaikos, there was a lot of excitement in Athens, and you can see why.
Kendrick Nunn has played the entirety so far. Now has the highest usage rate of all Panathinaikos players in the Euroleague this season, and he dances with the defense. Kendrick Nunn, the best performer for Zvezda so far. Slukas draws 2 defenders. Nunn reels it in and then puts it in over 2 defenders that he was up against. Shoot, but he still can't hit one. And it breaks free for Kendrick Nunn. A dunk to shake the championship banners in the rafters.
Up top, Kendrick Nunn shaking and baking. I said Sardakeskis had 1 foul. And he decides to pull up on him. Falling down with the left, kissing it off the glass. Nunn and Lesort working together. Nunn left-handed, smooth as silk. Kendrick Nunn over the top of his defender. 3-guard situation here with Grant, Slukas, and this guy right here, Nunn, who's not going to stop shooting. Why do you when you're Kendrick Nunn and you're leading the team with 7 points? And Nunn didn't give it up on the fast break. Now he wants to go one-on-one. Nunn pulls up, stops, pops, and drops. Kendrick Nunn, 9 points, 2 assists. They got a chance to continue right here. Nunn to the basket, up, under, right hand. No help defensively for Baskonia. You're trying to get yourself back into the game. Now Nunn taking advantage to the basket, up, under, easy. Kendrick Nunn taking over the game, 13 points, with the nice hesitation move from down low. Just not giving him anywhere to look. Marcus Howard with another turnover. The sort looks down low, Nunn all by himself. That's gonna have to be a timeout right there. That is not pretty, and the fans don't like it either. It's his team to within one here. Now, Nunn from the corner. Oh, with a flying defender. Monega couldn't get out there in time and left Kendrick Nunn all by himself. Now they spread out, get some spacing. The sort down the middle is Sidikarskas. No 3 seconds call. He's been there for a while. Nunn pulls up, with a soft floater, and that's 5 in a row for Kendrick Nunn. You got to keep the ball out of Marcus Howard's hands, and right now you got to keep it away from Nunn because Nunn has been lighting it up. Kendrick Nunn with the left hand. Before regulation if they can, an 0-3 record in overtime. That's not where they want to be. Nunn, nothing but money. That's what I'm going to call him.
Jaren Grant with Lasor rolling down the lane. It goes out wide to Kendrick Nunn. Gets beneath the free throw line. Mid-range mastery from Kendrick Nunn. Ties things up at 14 points apiece. 5 points the advantage for Valencia Basket. Creative take by Kendrick Nunn, getting into the lane and finishing with the left-handed runner. So inside the final minute of the period, there's a mismatch once again. Dinos Matoglu. Deep three-pointer is strung by Kendrick Nunn. 1 of 2 from downtown now, what's been a pretty challenging night for Kendrick Nunn.
Offensive rebound, it's stolen. Grant off to the races, feeds Nunn. Kendrick Nunn makes it a 12-0 run for the home team. Willis finds Beaubois, stolen away. And Kendrick Nunn goes showtime with the throwaway run. Lasor gets in the middle. Kendrick Nunn gets away from Larkin. He gets the easy 2 to go. We'll say Kendrick Nunn is a really canny addition. Nunn takes the psychological advantage as he scores the deuce. FS cannot get the stop when it counts. Nunn sees a seam. Nunn gets the layup. That's a strong play by Kendrick Nunn.
Our lead stays at 7 points to 5. Spin move into the paint. That was beautiful from Nunn. Nunn thinking about the triple. Now he releases and hits. Kicked outside, the open 3, drained by Nunn. Just the 2 fouls for him. It's Nunn, leaner, got it to go. With the shot clock ticking down. Nunn now leading all scorers in the game with 13. Nunn drives, kicks to Ragonis for 3, no. With a rebound right to Nunn, and he floats the ball down. Strazel up to double figures for the first time this season in Euroleague action. Nunn driving and finishes. 41 PIR for Anadolu Efes back in round 13. Teodosic with 40 for Crvena Zvezda. As Nunn inside to score. Nunn, floater in.
Grant now feeds Lasor in the post, no look. Nunn with the runner, and we are off and running on the scoreboard. Partizan with the lead, almost midway through the first quarter. Kendrick Nunn shows his prowess attacking the basket. So free throws the rest of the way for Panathinaikos in this quarter. Nunn, 3-ball off the pass from Slukas. And what a difference a substitution makes. Kostas Slukas since he's entered the game. Nunn looking to do the same. He's got Smith one-on-one. Shot clock hits 5. Nunn looking to get that left-hand layup away, and he does. These two teams just trading baskets here in the start of this second quarter. Kendrick Nunn says, okay, over to you, Partizan. I got 11 points. My team has a 2-point lead. No look pass. Lucas gets Nunn. One dribble pull up. That's a nice move. That's nice basketball. Lucas creates that. You sometimes underestimate the importance of what Lucas did there. Nunn. His turn, and he converts.
Scoring, and then that puts his team up by 4. So Kendrick Nunn from the wing, his first field goal of the night. Spotting up in the corner, and Antetokounmpo's hit the floor. Ball didn't leave the hands of Kendrick Nunn for some time, but why would it? As he moves to 9 points in the game on that, his first made 3-pointer. So Hernan Gomez setting the screen, rolling to the bucket. There's a mismatch down low and on the perimeter. Kendrick Nunn one-on-one basketball once again. Nunn driving on Brown. Lasor setting a screen. He slides to the bucket. Nunn keeps it himself. Clear space. And Kendrick Nunn is on a mission.
And Kendrick Nunn goes coast to coast. A Maudo low, sloppy defense again. Kendrick Nunn again probing at the defense off the dribble. That's the result. Positive outcome for Nunn. More importantly, Milan have only just hit 50 points with 3 minutes left in the game. And Kendrick Nunn says, oh, fourth quarter.
Gonis is trying to get open. He gets open. Uglanovas gets over there and has to go back. Lovely setup this. Nunn knocks it down effortlessly. Oh. Well, everybody went with Maris Grigonis. Just that one turnover, the difference maker really here. Oh, Nunn, it just explodes to the rim there, and he'll take it. Oh, only 2.5 minutes gone. The guy with NBA experience brings this one away. Thought about it. Sent it to Nunn instead, and Nunn, wow. Oh, cool as you like, Kendrick Nunn. Won't go. Antetokounmpo will pick it up, and they'll recycle that after the miss from Grant. So Nunn will take it on and say, well, if you don't want it, I'll take it instead. Kavish just taking a look at him, and Hayes trying to slow him down as well. Nunn with a lovely little change to create the separation a little bit. And Žalgiris' lead is going to go here as well if this carries on, especially the way Kendrick Nunn is playing. Nunn will take the jumper. Kendrick Nunn's got his eye. Back it goes to Nunn. He's logging some minutes tonight, isn't he? Takes a triple on. Oh, beautiful. And, oh boy, yeah. The lead back up to 12. The clock continues to tick. Finally, they get a field goal. But here comes Kendrick Nunn, and they've got to find a way to slow him down. And there he goes again.
Nunn just inside the elbow, knocks it down. Lasor really wants this. Nunn around the sizable frame of Lasor and hitting the shot. Point attempts. Scotty Wilbekin gets his first score of the night, 24 minutes into the game. Kendrick Nunn answers back and restores Panathinaikos' 8-point advantage. Despite all of his career on huge clubs, Kendrick Nunn starting to get his own score line ticking. Where he's had a toe on the line. By a matter of millimeters, he'd be 3 of 3 from 3 on another night. But they can't stop Kendrick Nunn. 12 points for him. That wanted to get Nunn in backdoor. Madar's making a difference here in the fourth. Stuck with Nunn. Guarding him now. Nunn over the top. Tough bucket. Kendrick Nunn. Last season, blocking his former teammate. Nunn's floater, none better than Kendrick. Euroleague season, second from bottom in the standings. What a difference a year makes in this high-pressured, high-octane situation. Wriggling free again, Kendrick Nunn putting on a clinic.
And that would have been a nice run by Gerson Yabusele, but Panathinaikos has another chance. Nunn using the body, using the experience, and using the left to score over Eddie Tavares. Beautifully done by Kendrick Nunn, getting to the hoop. Lucas, Capasso, Mitsoglu. Nunn, two-man game, Nunn. Nunn using the body, waving off the defender, floating through the air and drilling it with the left. Coming out, checking the big ones, Nunn. With 3 to go, got to fade away, got to shoot it. Over the corner, the backboard, and drills it. Kendrick Nunn smooth with the left. Little change of pace defensively for Los Blancos. And this time, Nunn goes right back at Tavares. You leave everything you can on the floor, and you worry about being boys at halftime or after the game. Right now, it's Kendrick Nunn pulling up from 3. Nunn! With defenders blanketing him. Kendrick Nunn drills the three. I have no idea how he did it. And now, Panathinaikos trying to get their last possession. Nunn shaking and baking on Poirier, backs him out. Kendrick Nunn at the buzzer. Giving himself a little chest bump. And I don't know why they call this the game of the week.
Nunn working with Lesor. Now he'll come body to body with Lovern, who forces him away from the paint. On the elbow, though, the open 2 for Kendrick Nunn. That would be one of the most epic encounters in the history of this competition. If it is to be a playoff matchup, there'll be... Kendrick Nunn for 3. Finally gets one on his 6th attempt. Points on 5 of 7 shooting from the field tonight. 9 perfect points the last game, 11 points the previous game. But inject it into your veins.
Lesor comes to set another screen. Isaiah Cannon fighting his way over it, but that is all the daylight that Kendrick Nunn required. And again, a sense of the intensity and the pressure that surrounds this particular fixture, as Matthias Lesor just leveled Isaiah Cannon with that pick, and it resulted in a wide-open 3-ball for Kendrick Nunn, who duly drilled it from downtown. Dinos Matoglu one-on-one with Alec Peters. Pulling up, legs taken from beneath him, but it does not matter. Count the bucket for Kendrick Nunn. And maybe that will be a catalyst for Panathinaikos to finally get some points in a row on the board. Nunn pulling up. Oh, that's a tough bucket to open. The 4th quarter scoring. Dinos Matoglu securing his 10th rebound of the game. He's yet to add to his 1st quarter total of 7 points, and slicing his way down the lane and finishing with the left-handed jam, matching what he put on the board in his Euroleague debut in round 24. As the mid-range J hit by Kendrick Nunn to take him to 17 points in the game.
So Slukas. Ball boy way out near the half-court logo. Kendrick Nunn strokes it beautifully once again, and this is incredible shooting from the shot clock now turned off as Milos Teodosic can't get the basket to fall. Jaren Grant pushing hard. Kendrick Nunn beats the end of quarter buzzer. And do you need to ask the value of the bucket that has just been sunk by the visiting team? On the perimeter, double teams being applied. Kendrick Nunn gathered terrifically. Hung in the air, a little bit of a double clutch. 14-point deficit down to single digits now. They're trailing by 9. Deflected by Dan David Obers, who still makes his way to Kendrick Nunn via Jaren Grant. And Kendrick Nunn, of course, have done a terrific job withstanding the rallies, and that's a careless Defensive possession by Zvezda. Terrific movement off the basketball. Outstanding individual defense for Panathinaikos' second steal of the game. Grigonis' first. High arcing short corner J from Kendrick Nunn sees him open his account. So Nunn behind the back, stops on a dime, gets the shooter's roll. Terrific work by Kendrick Nunn. Either way, it is possession secured for Panathinaikos by Kostas Lukas. Leaves his feet to pass, offloads to Kendrick Nunn. Turn around J, bucket. Kendrick Nunn feeling it in the first quarter. Euroleague in assists, distributing 5 per game. Puts his team up by 6 once again as Kendrick Nunn is on fire here in the first quarter. Kendrick Nunn, hesitation beneath the dots, gets to the goal, goes for the left-handed scoop. He's coming from out of bounds, pump fake on his high school teammate, gets it back and drills it from just outside the lane. Nunn working De Silva into the lane, stops on a dime, turns, hangs in the air and hits it with that trusty. Nunn, sends his high school teammate to the floor and concludes the play by dropping the 3-ball. Of the night to move to 9 points in the game, keeps his team in contention. Trailing by 3 is Kendrick Nunn, pounding the dribble and gets the runner to fall from his offhand. So Jaron Grant needs a receiver. That's a terrific cut, and how about that for a punctuation point from Kendrick Nunn, who rescued a broken play with that.
Panathinaikos in control, leading by 12. Make that 14 as Kendrick Nunn. Polonara, and then Zizic returns the favor. It's a 5-0 run. Squashed as Nunn gets the jump shot. Yeah, we're going to put points up. Kendrick Nunn, meanwhile, left-handed jump shot, free throw line. Well, you say free throw line, they can have any kind of momentum going in at the half. That'd be a big, big help for them. But they can't just keep letting Panathinaikos rain triples on them. Kendrick Nunn bangs home his team's 8th made 3-point shot in the first half. Shengelia chasing Nunn. Shot clock's under 5. Kendrick Nunn, step back 3, left-handed, is nothing but string music. How's about this for clutch shooting? 10 points, 9 ribbies for him. Nunn, who just made a killer bucket, does it again as he eases his way to the basket. All victory for Panathinaikos. Nunn gets free, Nunn gets the shot, Nunn gets the score, and it's over! Kendrick Nunn with the bucket. The referees will review.
Good luck with that. Nunn can't go anywhere, so we'll have to send it to Slukas. Back it will go to Nunn. That's a long way out. Lasor creates a bit of an opening for him, and that's what he can do. Kendrick Nunn, while a bam, picks him up. Nunn gets away. There is a whistle there as well. And a really good look there. Nicely done by Ioannis Papapetrou as well, just to take Giffey out of that. Here's Nunn. Antetokounmpo with the screen. Nunn will attack over Ibaka. There we go. Slukas, hello. Nunn will take a jumper on instead. Yeah, strings it. 2 offensive rebounds in the first half. 4 here already, and look at this opening. Perfect. I mean, you cannot give Kendrick Nunn that kind of space from the point. Beautifully, that's once again one show in, and Gomez. Is Nunn twisting, turning, spinning, floating. Beautiful. I mean, Niels Giffey had really good coverage, and Kendrick Nunn's twisted him inside out and upside down and then drops that. Slukas drills it over. Nunn tacks another 2 points on. 17 points for Nunn. And Gomez, by the way, a career night for him. 14 points on perfect 5 of.
Here is Nunn. On the floater, that's up and in. And Pau on their way. Lucas goes right. Soar not wanting to shoot from the free throw line. Instead, the nice little floater for Kendrick Nunn. Lucas, Nunn, Grigonis, Mitoglou, and Lasor. The floater inside, drained by Nunn. Points or more in 10 straight games. Matthias Lasor is out to Nunn for three. And here we go. Lucas back to Nunn. His deep three is good. And Alba Berlin back within two. Nunn to the free throw line. Gets the kind bounce. Mitoglou rebounded, and now it's Nunn forward. Nunn blowing by Brown for the layup. Nunn getting the high screen from Antetokounmpo. He drives and finishes. Off the window and down. Cross to Nunn. Nunn, step back. Yes! It's Grigonis. To Nunn. 22 points in the game now for Kendrick Nunn. The deep three, got it! 7 on the shot clock. Lucas across to Nunn for three. Yes! And that surely is that.
In that game in Belgrade. Kendrick Nunn will take it over the top of the athletic centre, Josh Nebo. Kendrick Nunn has the highest usage rate of all Panathinaikos players by a distance. And he demonstrates why once again. 6 points for Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn pops it off to the side. Durant grabs Lasor. Up against Cohen. It's Kendrick Nunn, how he needs this. And how they needed that. He only averages 2.7 points a game, Jake Cohen. Only usually plays 10 minutes a game. Corner three. Kendrick Nunn is hitting the target. After Panathinaikos had twice as many as their guests in game one. Ball movement, Panathinaikos. Nunn, the shake off swivel. And they have knocked Maccabi down to the canvas. Because Power continuing to pour in the points. Brown as many here in the third as he has in the whole of the first half, but Kendrick Nunn is answering. 10 for Nunn.
James Webb with back-to-back buckets to move to 7 points in the game and put his team up by a double-digit margin once more. Kendrick Nunn opens his scoring account in customarily spectacular fashion. But the call hasn't been reviewed or challenged. Kendrick Nunn, my goodness, cooking on that particular possession. And you heard him perhaps say that is an and one. So around 8 seconds of difference between the shot clock and game clock as Dinos Mitoglou off the dribble, step back off the mark, firing from three and drilling it. Kendrick Nunn, terrific shot making. As Kendrick Nunn, as Nunn looking to get the Bartolomeo on his back. Oh my goodness, terrific work in the lane with the handle. The final punctuation point, that three-pointer from Jake Cohen. Nunn driving, finishing with the finger roll over the high-flying Josh Nebo, who came over on an incredibly efficient 8 of 11 shooting from the field. As Nunn, three-pointer, is drilled in the eye. Hooking up Josh Nebo for the alley-oop on the previous score. Prior to that, it was back-to-back buckets for Lorenzo Brown. Lorenzo Brown with 14 points and 7 assists as that corner bucket drilled. And here is a possession which is absolutely pivotal in the context of this playoff fixture. As Kendrick Nunn pulls up to can his fourth three-pointer of the night. But the momentum surely still with the Greens as Kendrick Nunn lets it fly and lands from long range once again as he continues to light up Maccabi Playtika Tel Aviv.
Baldwin looking good. Slukas looking good. Kendrick Nunn looking exceptional. Averaging 13 points a game. Kendrick Nunn. Pull-up jump shot and gets the rattle home. Play by the club captain of Maccabi. Nunn knows he'll be sitting soon, so keep racking up the points. He goes to 11. Whips to the corner. Nunn, one-on-one with Baldwin. Takes him to the rack and gets the score. And the timeout is called. Surely that horn was that. Streaks down the court. First half is going to be decided by Kendrick Nunn. One-on-one with Colson. The step-back three ball is good. How's about that for a finish? Kendrick Nunn. Outstanding performance all game long. That one. No. Offensive rebound. Lesor. And he comes into a big man wall, which leaves Nunn open. And Kendrick Nunn dials up the triple. And how much did that mean to Coach Ataman? Panathinaikos have come back before. They're going to have to do it again. And Kendrick Nunn is the man to carry them. They have the agility edge at this end of the floor. Nunn shows why as he makes another two. He goes to 27 personal.
And it's a perfect play off the back of the timeout. An assist for Lorenzo Brown, another for the coach, Ode Katash. Three-point shot. Kendrick Nunn answers and upgrades. They start the second period with the ball, but down two. Nunn left unguarded, and he makes Maccabi pay from the perimeter. Kendrick Nunn. Quarters here. Kostas Lukas looking to work his magic. Now Lesor up against Lorenzo Brown. The spin of the score, but Polish for the offensive rebound. And Josh Niebuhr wasn't backing down. But if at first becomes blazing every single night. Speaking of guns blazing, Kendrick Nunn from downtown and Panathinaikos never again. Papa Petru steps inside, passes on Kendrick Nunn. And this Panathinaikos cathedral hails its hymn. Kalaitzakis and Nunn is the backcourt for Panathinaikos. Nunn lean forward three. Looking to write his own legend. Kendrick Nunn putting himself amongst the pantheon of Panathinaikos greats. Nunn off the window this time. None better. Maccabi have given it everything they've had through the course of 5 games. Kendrick Nunn. X, triangle, square, OMG. Panathinaikos enter the cheat code again.
Both teams, George, digging in defensively. Nunn lets fly with a three, and he strings it. And we've got the first score in tonight's semifinal.
And he is picking up exactly where he left off in the playoffs. Kendrick Nunn just absolutely spectacular in the first basket of this
That could be a big contribution for the offensive effort of the Yellows.
Nunn with that left hand. Rises, mid-range jump shot is good. The old mid-range jump shot, George, it's a lost art in modern basketball. Gogonis. to Nunn. Got it! Kendrick Nunn with a three in transition.
Kendrick Nunn is in the zone. He is absolutely showing no emotions after that made shot. I love it the way that he's been playing.
Goodrich stripped from Nunn. Nunn, Euro steps and converts off the window, and one to come. In no hurry. Clock very much the ally of Panathinaikos. Kick to the corner, and Nunn knocks it down.
In a bid to silence the Panathinaikos crowd. What a bucket. Nunn, pull-up three-pointer is an instant riposte once again. Game on perfect shooting from the field. Kendrick Nunn leaves his defender in the dust, goes to the reverse, glides beneath the basket, and finishes on the weak side, saving it to the hands of Matthias Lesor. Kendrick Nunn, three-pointer is nothing but twine, and for the first time in this championship final, Panathinaikos Actor Athens have their noses in front on the scoreboard. Of course, their lead has been pegged back to just one, as Kendrick Nunn puts the defender on his back. Oh my goodness, no communication in the half-court D by Real Madrid, and that was practically an uncontested layup for Kendrick Nunn. Defended by Sergio Yui. There's the five on the floor for the team with the basketball. Nunn, short corner J, off the back iron. Oh no, is that an interference? No, it isn't. Kendrick Nunn fires immediately, and on the second occasion, gets the shooter's roll.
Before he has to take the last shot, but Madrid's not going anywhere.
Kendrick Nunn to the elbow and drills the mid-range J with wonderful delicacy.
And that's the reason why Tavares had to bring it down.
Nunn to his spot. Floater is good. What a beautiful bucket on the finger roll from the edge of the lane. And the Panathinaikos spreading the floor. And these seconds, well, how will they feel? Oh! Kendrick Nunn with a little bit of razzle-dazzle on that punctuation point. Flipping the turbo switch, turning